guys, welcome to week 5 of our Proverbs 31 character study. This week we're learning about being well prepared. And to kick us off, I thought I'd share a little funny story about a time where being well prepared and planning went a little too far, and it was planning gone wrong at one of our family vacations. So we are at SeaWorld, right? Okay, we walk in, I've got my whole family there, I have a friend there with me. My dad goes straight to the maps, pulls out his pen, and starts giving us a detailed itinerary of where to be at what time we need to do this and that, this roller coaster, this attraction, this, show for Shamu, all these things, and it is so detailed. We are running all around SeaWorld trying to get here by this certain time. It was kind of stressful. Everyone was so tired and looking at each other man, I don't think we can keep up with Dad here. But it was there was definitely a purpose behind my dad's planning, for sure. And I think maybe a part of it was so that he could get the most out of the money that he had spent, but also so that we could have a really good time. But let me just tell you, it never happened again. My mom shut that one down, and we have never planned so much for an amusement park day ever. So there you go. It was our planning gone wrong story. But today I do want to talk about planning. I want to talk about planning with purpose. I want us to start off with Proverbs 31, starting in verse 17. It says, "She dresses herself with strength and makes her arms strong." Verse 18, "She perceives that her merchandise is profitable. Her lamp does not go out at night." Hard work here is again referred to, and it's referred to in the sense that she works hard with a positive attitude. She dresses herself with strength and makes her arms strong. That she has excitement, right? She has strength when she's working. She's working with a positive attitude. The second thing we see is that the Proverbs 31 woman perceives that her merchandise is profitable. We are directed back to the fact that she's a businesswoman, right? That she makes the most of her opportunities, like we talked about last week. But I really want us to focus on this one part. It says, "Her lamp does not go out at night." This is a direct reference really to Matthew 25 when we learn about the parable of the 10 virgins and the bridegroom. And really just to summarize the story for you, 5 of the virgins had oil in their lamps and they were prepared when the bridegroom came. And the other 5 didn't have oil in their lamps and they weren't prepared. And so if you want to read more about that story, check it out in Matthew 25. But just for the sake of time and what we're learning about in Proverbs 31, it's important that we see here that the Proverbs 31 woman plans ahead, that she is ready for the day. I want us to talk about one other aspect of planning though, because it's really important. Proverbs 19:21 says, "Many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails." And that's really our main point, that we want to plan with purpose, but more than just purpose, we want to plan with God's purpose, because it says that God's purpose is going to prevail. So what does that look like? Okay, obviously, we can make a plan, right, based on our logic, but we don't see the big picture. God has the big picture. And so our logic, our plans based on our logic is not dependable. But when we are focused, and with the mindset that, I am surrendering my schedule and I'm not going to put, so much pressure on myself that I have to check everything off. And I'm not going to become frustrated or, disappointed or defeated when I don't check everything off, because we're surrendering our schedules to God, because it says that His plans are going to prevail, right? It's the Lord's purpose that prevails. And so we want to be even planning with God's purpose in mind, meaning that we're able to plan with pencils. Sometimes we have to erase some of the things that we have planned up for that day. And so that's why it's so important that we have, that mindset of this day is God's. I'm trying to glorify Him in everything that I do. And one way that I can glorify Him is to plan with the pencil, to leave my schedule where I can make erase marks, right? Where I can erase certain things, because my goal is to glorify God. So this week, our goal is to memorize the Proverbs 19:21 verse that we read just a second ago. It says, "Many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails." So we want to write that verse on our hearts this week, treasure it, to be reminded that, you know what, sometimes life happens and we need to be able to surrender our schedules to God every single day and say, "God, I'm yours. I just want to serve you. Show me how I can bless you and bless other people in this day," even with, what I do, even the small things, and just leaving our schedules open, but also making an effort to plan so that we are able to work most efficiently and that we are able to be hard workers like we talked about a couple weeks ago. So that's our memory verse for this week. I have one more segment that I want to share with you, so I'll see you in that video. Y'all have an amazing day, and God bless.